Hey, fellow Kerbals, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 17 of Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. Yeah, so there's a challenge in Kerbal Space Program called Single Stage to Orbit, which is basically a space plane. It's possible that, but then your space plane, once it's in space, you obviously can't be using the same engines that you were using to get there. It's not all that practical, but it's a feat, to be sure. Like, humans have never made a space plane that I know of. Not like an actual space plane. Unless the DoD has some secret something or another that I don't know about, because I don't have any special clearance. Alright, so now if we take a look, yeah, home 7 days, because it's full crew. Not the DoD X-Men. Oh, I also didn't pick up the mission for the... Oh, God. It's going to be one of those days. So I no longer have the mission to put a space station around Minmus. Let me go check if that mission is still available to me. Yeah, okay, it's still here. Yep. It's the same. Cool. I could also make more money if I accepted that one, but I'm not going to. All right. Launch. And we go. I keep scrubbing the launches, I know. I don't have like a mental checklist that is that is robust enough. Clearly. All right. Warp to sunrise. This should be it. This should be it. At least I'm double checking now. Minmus, orbital station, launch. Thrust to weight of 1.6. That's fine. And a nuclear powered generator on board, because that's totally normal. Up, and away we go. Once I hit about 5,000 meters, I'm going to start to do my gravity assist. But I'm also not using any of my mainsail this time. I'm trying to be a little bit more efficient than last time. But if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're bound to repeat them. So, a more storm. Thanks for the follow. If I tilt too much, I can always turn on the mainsail and use the mainsail's vectoring. But these thoroughbreds have vectoring too, so I'm not that worried about it. Is there a sun biome for science? Not one that you can collect, I don't think. You could try, I don't know. I've built space stations, like some observatories in the past, but nothing to actually collect science. I guess there is science if you're in, like, the space around the sun, but that's kind of different. So my habs didn't tear off. Don't bump my mainsail. All right, let's zoom out quickly. Set Minmus as target. And then circularize. Keeping in mind that we want to match its... Oh, I'm not actually at the right... I didn't launch correctly to match its tilt. It doesn't matter. I can circularize first and then match tilt. So we'll do a bare minimum here. Okay, that is a bare minimum burn. And let's get ready for it. Okay, I'm in space now, so I am going to inflate my hab and start the habitat so that people don't get mad that there's no space for comfort. Because that's basically what it is. It's a lack of comfort. Bobolitus and Brother Frenchie, welcome. Happy colonization. See you in the VOD. And Bobolitus, thanks for the sub as well. Okay, so let me wait a little bit. There, we'll burn down. So now we have hab at home for 70 days. Food for 14. We're fine. This is much, much more comfortable. And we just happen to have this awkward dingleberry. Lights on. But I did add some lights. So there we go. There's something to look at. Here, I'll rotate so the hab's up top. Whoa! Whoa! It'll start losing control. Alright, how about let's turn the lights off here. It looks a little strange. I also don't think anyone would want to be an inflatable while accelerating. If it was a semi-rigid inflatable, it should be fine, but still. Alright, circularization achieved. Now, the descending node, I will match the tilt and warp. I feel like, well, alright, so I have a lot less fuel than I had last launch, but the difference is I have a lot more fuel in my next stages. So my total delta V is about 1k greater, but this stage is going to burn off sooner. Node in 40 seconds. Oh. Overtimed it. So now I'm adjusting the tilt. No, wait, I still have fuel for this? Oh, I really thought I was going to run out of fuel. Alright, so now we're about 0.1% off. And I am going to eject that stage, even though it had a tiny bit of fuel left, because I don't need it. Alright, next, our transfer burn over to min-miss. So min-miss is here. So our transfer burn is going to be around here, eyeballing it. Yep, just about perfectly eyeballed. Actually, I think it was perfectly eyeballed. There we go. We have a min-miss periapse of something. Okay, that crashes into min-miss. I don't want that. There we go. 100k, min-miss, intercept. And warp to next maneuver. Yeah, there was a lot of wiggling there. I slapped this thing together, but if it works, it works. All right, my advanced reaction wheel, very, very, very helpful. Getting me lined up for these burns. And we'll bring this down to 25 seconds. And go for the burn. There it is. Flood on. So this is the transfer burn over to min-miss. And then I'll have a poll question for you after this. Staging now. Oh, We're intercepting the moon. Wrong orbital body. Alright, periaps of a million something. Bring it a little closer. Alright, there. Good. Perfect. Quick save. And warp. And now, people aren't going to be homesick and, rebelling. Minmus. So the question I had for all of you, while I drift here, let me show you the craft so you can see me drifting. How's my power? Full. I don't even need my nuclear generator. What a waste. What should I do next? More milestone missions, which would probably be landing on Minmus, or start colonizing. So there's the poll, top left, 1 or 2, and yeah, let's go get some Minmus science. Okay, there's my next burn. It's so funny looking. A little mini hab module. Now, when I'm designing full-time colonies, I'm going to have to consider habitation very carefully, or everyone will turn to a tourist, and that would be bad. Okay, it's good enough. No one's a tourist yet. And now, let's get a crew report from up here. Keep the experiment. Valentina, let's do a EVA report. And board. Conduct the material study. Done. Open up my service bay. Do a magnetometer report. A goo. So goo is done. Magnetometer is done. A temperature scan. Done. A barometric pressure. Done. I'm not going to be able to do seismic. I'm not landed. Is there anything else I'm missing in there? I think that's it, right? Yep. All right. And then let's then time warp to the periaps so we're closer to the planet. And then we should have the other set of science for the closer proximity. So another magnetometer. And this is space near Minmus, which is different than space far from Minmus. Another goo. God, this is upside down. This is really disorienting. Seismic's going to be impossible. Do the temperature and the pressure. So I'm getting the near Minmus and far from Minmus science experiments. Oh, and let's retract these. Because I should have done that before I closed the bay doors. But the game will allow me to, do it after the fact. I can have a scientist reset the experiments, but and store it or whatever. But I'm this is fine. I don't need to do more. Okay, so that's done. Now all that we have to do is get back to Kerbin, which right now I have to hide everything else because Kerbin I can't even target. Because it's full of crap. No, not focus, Kerbin. Ah, I hate when it changes focus like this. No, not time warp. What is the change? What, J? K? I forget the control from here. Another EVA report. Oh, it's tab. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's do an EVA report of Stelton. So she is going to get an EVA report just above the lesser flats board. And then I can't do another crew report. Well, I guess I could view the store data. No, these are all EVA reports. What happened to the crew report? I thought I got one already. Oh, review report. Yeah, it is. Can I transmit it? Okay. Instead, I'm going to process it and then do another crew report and keep it. All right, we are good. So, tab. No, there's one bind that's specifically just like go back to your. It doesn't matter. All right, now add maneuver. Get out of orbit, break orbit. So we'll do a burn maybe here. Whoa! I do some sort of gravity slingshot in a big way. All right, let's bring this periaps down. That's fine. All right, that burn will work. Backspace. Thank you. That's what it is. This is a really weird orbit, but it will work. I'm not going to maybe try for a... I do hope I have enough parachutes. I do have rockets to be able to slow me down, because I think I'll have a lot of fuel left, but I'm not going to worry about an accurate landing. I made so much money from these two milestone missions that it's really not that big of a deal. Right click on the periaps or apo to get it to stay up. Like, people keep telling me to do that, but I haven't needed it. But if I want to like keep it up like that, all right, let's let me do the burn. Hey, JD. Welcome. That's good enough. And time warp. All right, I am going to do my re-entry burn here. $54,000 outward. What engines do I have for my kilonewtons of thrust? What are you looking at? I have just some swivels. Alright, periap's coming down. We want it to enter atmo. Let's go to like 30k. Done. Cool. And now we warp towards Kerbin. It was on Minmus, yeah. I was in Minmus SOI, so Minmus gravity, not so hard to break. World first, we have escaped the gravitational influence of Minmus. Yes, sir. Alright, now the only worry that I have is if I deflate my hab, will like everybody go on strike? I'm gonna quick save before I try that, because that would be hilarious and horrible in equal measure. So I'm actually pretty close to the desert launch site, sort of, but not quite. So open this up, home, stop habitat, retract. And everybody is homesick. No, Jeb is still working. But everyone else is like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather die. Okay, let's enter the atmosphere. Point retrograde. And you know what? I have so much fuel, I might try to get home. Like, back to Kerbal Space Center. I don't have that much fuel. And I'm also about to have to stage. Alright, let me point correctly so I don't burn to death. Oh, my periapps? Okay, hold on, let me burn some. I'm just gonna land wherever the heck we land. Roasting my plutonium. Uh-oh, we're kind of death wobbling. Maybe I should have done this. To infinity and the afterlife. Okay, we're good. Messing around. Okay. Some gentle landings. This is a very shallow entry, so it's like a lot of heat. But I have a big old heat shield. I should be fine. Let's just keep killing my velocity here so I land sooner. Got plenty of them fuels. Suppose I'll keep a little bit of fuel in case my parachutes aren't enough. So let's change the stages so that I don't jettison my engines. So I just change them on the left. Hide the life support. God, I'm taking forever to land. I'm risking... Oh, hey, they returned to duty because we're near home. That's nice. Thanks, people. Jesus. Going on strike until I'm about to go splat. Alright, drogue shoots are good. This will slow them down. Regular shoots are good. This should bring me to a gentle glide. And the flyby min-miss will be complete. Alright, so what is my... With my chutes deployed, how fast am I moving? Oh, perfect! Just under 9 with the engines, side engines attached. Okay, I might get rid of the side engines anyway, because we're gonna land a little hard. Bye! So, now we're at 7. I just bombed someone. I just violated some sort of international treaty. At least the plutonium is safe. I did not... I did not... Yep, we're good. Min-miss flyby, complete. Contract parameter, complete. World first, complete. The build a new orbital station, complete. Which is funny, because now my orbital station is, of course, sitting on, on Kerbin. They paid for it. I technically fulfilled that contract, so... Pay me. Pay me now. Alright, so my active ones now are Explore Min-miss. Wait. Oh, because I haven't recalled my ship, yeah. Recover? We got 642 science, and we got 63,000 funds. Even though my landing wasn't all that accurate, still a lot of money. As far as R&D goes, let's see. I have enough for... Unmanned tech, maybe better probe cores, and then large volume containers, and then advanced landing. Done. Yes, the pole. Start colonizing is what we're going to work on. So let me open that up. So we're going to have to design a colony ship. This is going to take me a little while, but we did just make a whole lot of good money. Let me take a look at Explore Kerbin. And this is my milestone? For real? Alright. Build a new orbital station around Mun. This I might do just as a part of colonizing, but I'm going to grab the plant flag on Minmus, and then orbital station around Minmus. This one's a little harder because it requires a lot of people and a cupola and all that, so never mind. Bring a green sandstone back from Minmus. I'll accept that. Alright, so let's start designing a colony ship. Yeah, docking on Kerbin is easy. Just create 2 rovers and have them... Alright. Colonization. Here we go. So my starting part is going to be this little hub. And then I'm going to stick another little hub on top at a different angle. So I'm going to, as I build slowly, talk about the requirements of colonization as I understand them. As best as I can, because it's still pretty confusing to me too. So for long-term colonization, you need obviously food, power, and habitation. And then for food, the way you make food is you have to... So from a top perspective, Kerbals survive on supplies. Supplies is basically food, water, air. As they use up supplies, it turns that supplies into something called mulch. Mulch is actually just like gray water, wastewater, poo and, you know, CO2 and stuff like that. That's what mulch is. So you need to be able to recycle your mulch back into usable material. And then to turn, then in order to grow and add additional supplies, you need to farm. Farming takes water, dirt, or water and substrate, which you get from mining, and turns that into supplies using mulch or fertilizer. So for us to have like an initial colony, we need drills for dirt or substrate, water, and gypsum, which then you crush into fertilizer. That is more or less what I'm having to design here. More or less. So I before the stream, I actually designed something that I could show you here if it's in this all games. Was it this one? Yes, it was this one. So this ship here is like a pretty decent initial... I don't know what parts I was missing, but a pretty decent initial lander. It's missing a type of drill, I guess. Yeah, these pulse drills, it doesn't have... Wait, but it's showing me them. And let me see... Okay, so I don't have the pulse drills or the rechargeable battery banks. Got it. So, yeah, let me explain. We have all these agricultural pods here that we can grow our food. So there are different recipes for these pods. Cultivate D is taking dirt and water and turning it into supplies. There's also greenhouse and cultivate agroponics and cultivate S. Cultivate S is substrate and water. So we have all these side farms, right? Normally I would have had drills for the radiators, but I didn't have the drills. I didn't have the drills unlocked, so that's fine. This here is a crush-o-matic, which turns gypsum, which is something that you can mine into fertilizer. And then this here is a crusher, which increases the efficiency of the original crusher. Back here is... Oh, you know what? I don't like this design for this reason, but then we also are going to want to add a recycling module. So this recycling module helps to turn our waste into usable stuff again. So that's going to be important. And then we have a cupola up top. And then back here is a crew quarters, a deployable crew quarter, a big one. So that when we land on the planet, we get this ship, or this will be the initial colony. Then, of course, we have these stabilizer legs. And all that we're really missing here is drills. That's it. So instead of redesigning, which would take me a long time, I'm just going to launch this thing. So for these deployables here, something that's important to note is the deployables require material kits in order to deploy. So if you take a look at the bottom here, I have 12,000 material kits in order to set up the deployable. The concept here is that when you deploy them, you also have to build what's inside of them. So you have to spend material kits building them up. I might want to check the center of mass. No, I already launched this thing. The center of mass is fine. It's a little off, but once it's up, it's fine. I'm also missing something on the front too. Did I launch it before removing the missing bits? No, I'm going to have to rebalance it a little bit. You're not wrong. But I will be doing that in a minute. So this will be test colony. I'm just going to call it test colony for now. Let's see what kind of drills I even have to be able to put on this, because I don't need to drill. Your very, very first colony, you can actually just colonize landing supplies. Just a whole lot of supplies with the colony itself, instead of trying to generate its own supplies. But for me, I want to generate supplies. I want to have this be a long-term colony. So another thing I want to do is I want to adjust these ladders so that I can, I can climb around. And let's do force symmetry. And these little packs here are just like additional supplies, some fertilizer, room for mulch, and some food, and regular supplies. And then these packs here are gypsum, dirt holders, because if you're mining dirt and gypsum and you have nowhere to put it, you don't actually keep it. And then these here are water containers, so we can store water. All right, I'm obviously going to need to put something heavy on the front of this thing because of the weight tilt. But how heavy are my aggro modules? Let me just quick. So the Ranger is 2 tons. The aggro modules are 1 ton, and then the material processors here that are on the front are much lighter. So I think what I could do to balance this off a little bit better is to put these aggro modules in front instead. And then put the material processors in back. And then even then I might need to add some more weight. But now it looks like the center of mass is way more centered. And fully deployed, it would look like this. Yeah, that center of mass is nice and centered. All right. So track that. And then we're going to do a quick test run on the planet to make sure it works. But it won't work for sure unless I add some more ladders so that I can climb around on the thing. And then also adding the drills. So that's going to be important as well. So let's go to utility and get... Okay. So those ladders will allow me down all the way. As you can see, I'm adding power to this. There. Oh, maybe not there. Done. Yeah, that's a lot of power. You have to take off a recharge battery. Power is okay. Yes, I have giant solar panels up here. That should be no problem at all. All right, drills. So let's see about drills. What drills do I even have unlocked? Because if this doesn't have any drills unlocked, I might need to change the design a little bit. Let me save and go back to the research. Am I designing tumbling satellites? Hopefully not. So here, the advanced science tech seems to be where all of the drills are unlocked. So I think I have a plan. My plan is to get access to this science tree before I colonize. I think that's going to be needed. I don't think I have much of a choice there. If we want, but what I could do is ask you, do you want me to build an inefficient colony or wait for more science? So if you vote for get some science, I'll just do some min-miss missions, and I think I just about have enough money. Yeah, I have enough money to already do the R&D. So I'm just going to buy that right now. So now I already have, honestly, one min-miss mission should net me enough science to be able to unlock advanced science tech for drilling. Because I now have my my R&D fully upgraded. And I'm going to save pre-colony, because I'm prone to mistakes. And let's take a look at what I can do at min-miss. Yes, you could unlock everything without leaving Kerbin's system, without much effort, by going to the different biomes of Mon and min-miss. Because I have... let me very, very quickly do this Explore Kerbin, though. Because that's such a low-hanging fruit. I want to get rid of that that milestone mission and unlock something more interesting. So that's going to be really, really simple. Actually, don't I have a rover? Yeah, I don't care about the mech jet core. Yoink. Launch. Could I land a probe rover on Minmus for science? I could. I'm going to just land a manned mission, though, and get way more science instead. The problem with a probe rover is, A, driving around on Minmus sucks because of the low gravity. And wow, there's a lot of people in this pod. And B, I don't have a strong enough antenna, I don't think, or not reliable enough to get science to Minmus and back. All right, so this is one of the rovers that I will dock with. And we'll just go ahead and dock with the other one. Yeah, I have to, it depends on the visibility. All right, so test rover docking. Launch. This should be pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. So this is the dock 2 vessels on or around Kerbin. And the way to do this is to right-click, control from here, and then right-click on its docking port, set as target, so that you can line up for it. Go slow so you don't crash. But this is, you know, and then come in to parallel. Yep. Nope, little forward. Come on. Come on now. Done. Mission complete. All right, recover vessel. That's it. That's why I did it really quick, because it was so very easy. Perdrius, thanks for the follow. Helhay. Ilrust. Oh my god, Aragorn. Optimus. So many follows I forgot to mention. All right, so with that little contract complete out of the way, it was very, very simple. Let's take a look. Exploring Minmus is now my... It's now my milestone mission, where I have to attempt a landing. Nice. This Minmin station, I don't really need money, so I'm not going to worry about that one. So let's take a look at what I'm working on. Bring a green sandstone on Minmus back to Kerbin if we can. Plant a flag on Minmus. Land on Minmus. Cool. Easy peasy. I think what I will do is I will use an older designed lander that I had, rather than reinvent the wheel. So here's the Byron Mark. Actually, probably the Mark IIs are better, right? So these have... I don't know what's going on with the nose cone. Oh, wrong nose cone. No, I don't need that. Yeah. These are pretty well straightforward. We'll send this up. The only caveat, though, actually, is the habitation rejections, right? Because I don't necessarily want people to revolt, so I have to figure out a good way to accommodate for that. I actually might not want to reuse... let me not save that. I might not want to reuse a already known design. I'm going to build it anew. So I'm going to have a command pod here. And then underneath, I'm going to have the hitchhiker container. The hitchhiker container can act as a habitat. And that should keep my Kerbals happy. So let me just launch this. Test Minmus. And see if I start a habitat in the hitchhiker. If it gives me enough time to get to Minmus and back. Rather than having some, like, strange inflatable. Ideally, I don't want to include inflatables. So if I start habitat, I have 227 days. Without the habitat, I have 17 days. Yeah, that's fine. This will work. 227 days, no problem. Then the other concerns is food, water, all that stuff. But let's build this up as my science vessel. So I'm going to grab cargo, a large cargo container, and then we'll do go to the science tree, grab a science junior. Hey, Ascendancy. Welcome, buddy. How's Dota today? Treating you well, I hope? Oh, wrong one. Payload. Some hype there, yeah. All right, so this is basically my lander. Let me slap a bigger heat shield. I don't need a bigger heat shield. Let me slap a heat shield on the bottom, and this is all that it really needs to go and come back. Very, very simple. Then we're gonna load up the science in it so that it has all the scientific experiments that we need. I don't need a magnetometer because that's something we do in orbit, and I already did that. So let's go ahead and throw some batteries in here like I normally do. One on the top, one on the bottom. Let's have some photovoltaic panels. I don't need much. Trying to keep it cheap and light. Just a little bit so we can't go dead. Then back to science. We will add goo. There's goo. The accelerometer. The thermometer. The barometer. I don't need a scanning arm because we'll just pick up a rock if we can. And that's it, I think. Right? I don't have any other sciencey things. Have I done magnetic science around Kerbin? I have not. That's a good point. I could do that. This mission. So let's get the magnetoboom and do science around Kerbin. The magnetic science in low orbit and high orbit. Alright. That's good. Then I did like the drogue chutes because this craft is a little bit heavier than crafts previous. So let's go to utility and quickly slap on some chutes. So we'll do 4 drogues and 4 radial normals. And put the drogues on a separate stage. Okay. Below this, or besides it, let's do the... Let's get my landing legs on. I'm going to do wide landing legs for sure, because mid-miss has really low G. And wide legs are going to be really useful for that. For added stability. Something like that. Looks good. I'm not going to worry about ladders because Minmus has really low gravity. Ladders won't be a problem at all. So... gear... toggle stabilizers. Okay, so now I can retract it with G. Oh, or I just screwed that up. Alright. I don't like how they're not bound to one another. I have to retract them individually, but that's fine. And we can also land on Kerbin with that. So that stage is done. Now we're going to want side... Let's do the 6 again, like we had before. So let's throw on the larger fuel tanks, and I'll just do swivels. The swivels worked. My little swivel design. The only requirement here is that the swivels can't be lower. I'll have to raise it up like this or something. The swivels can't be lower than the landing legs, or the legs won't exactly work. So I'll measure it in a second. But I did like the orange and black. I don't know about you guys, but makes it look sleeker. Just joined. Where we headed? Right here. I have a goal right there where you can read. All right, where's my little terrier engines? Using the heck out of these terriers. I like the shrouded terriers. All right, and then if we extract this, nope, obviously that is too high. I could either put the landing legs on the engines. Maybe I'd do that instead. But then I'm landing on a heat shield back at Kerbin. I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. So then we will copy and paste this around. And this is my old, way over-engineered min-miss lander that is not symmetrical. There we go. Better. I haven't used the restock mods. I don't really use mods, so I have no opinion about mods. You can ask me about mods, but this is the only one I've really ever used in the last many years. So, I'm the wrong person to ask. Alright, let's add some supplies. There, I'll add some supplies there. That'll work. Seems excessive to have 6 legs. Maybe, but these legs aren't that heavy. I might not land with all 4 engines, so I'll stage the middle ones first. So that I have 4. In fact, I can tear these off. Like that. Alright, retract that. Then let's fix the staging so that the middle ones go first. And then it doesn't really matter. Alright, so middle ones feed to this side. So here to here. And then here to here. Okay, that works. That's my little min-miss lander. I'm going to want some struts so that they don't tip and tilt. Maybe don't strut it. I know the game doesn't care, but I don't want it to strut to a supply pack. So I'll try to make this look a little aesthetically more pleasing than like previous designs. Because it's probably going to be reused. So there's those struts, and then we'll strut the bottoms. All right, so that should be very nicely stable. The other thing I need is inline reaction wheel, which I did not add. So I'm going to add that here, which might change my struts. It changed the struts and slapped a strut in the middle of my solar panel. So let's fix that. Have I tried science storage thing? I have, but when your missions are like a one and done, like mine tend to be, they're not all that helpful. Because the storage is more like if you're going out for a long time and hitting multiple biomes, and most of my missions are just one and done biomes, so it's not really all that necessary. All right, then I am probably going to redesign the launch stage. Because we have these giant massive tanks, and I might as well have super thrust. Giant orange tank. All right, what is a high thrust rocket that I can slap on here? So this stage should have good engine ISP for VAC. The skiff, maybe still the mainsail, actually. So the mainsail is 1500 kilonewtons, which is, I think, my most thrust. Yep. So if we're mainsailing, let's have it come back down to a tip and shroud it. There we go. These stages are all wrong. And the thrust to weight ratio of that doesn't really matter. Okay. We do RimWorld today? No, my schedule's at Rhadamant.com if you're curious. But RimWorld is not today. Unless you think this is RimWorld, and if that's the case, then yes. Alright, then I will have a mass amount of thoroughbreds, because I like those thoroughbreds, unless I have a different solid booster that vectors. I think the thoroughbreds, yeah, so the thoroughbreds vector, they're 70 tons. They're my best. Is that centered? Yeah, that's centered. Oh my god, this looks ridiculous. I might actually take one of these fuel out. Upside down. Nope, that wasn't upside down. Okay, that needs to be lower. Is that centered? Even lower, I think. Okay. Now, there we go. Thrust to weight looks good. Thrust to weight looks good. Looks nice and flat. On top of these, let's have cones. Okay. Then I'm going to want the winglets. Do swept wings. It's a lot of swept wings. And then maybe on here, I will do deluxe winglets just there. And deluxe winglets, save. Then the strutting to make sure nothing goes flying off the side of everything. And strut these together. And then, if I can get inside, strut from the center out. Okay, multiple points of contact. I think we're good for the test min-miss. I'm going to be naming the test min-miss after you guys in just a minute. Let's do the stability controls. Cool. And save. My delta V is about 5,600, which isn't exactly true. It's going to be a lot more than that. Landing lights. I am going to want landing lights in case I land at night. Although I think I will be able to pick when I land, but either way, landing lights are always nice. So let's stick landing lights like that. Oh, that intercepts the 3 symmetry. There we go. Okay. To min-miss. If you want this craft to be named after you, just type something in the chat right. If you're a subscriber, type something in the chat right now, and you'll be eligible. This is not the real flight. This is a test flight that I'm about to take. I also don't think I have the right crew in the craft right now. It's not crewed up. I'm not going to bring experiments, though. I'm not really sure the experiments would be able to send information home. Thank you for tuning in to Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers. It also has a link to Discord. Discord's important because this series only exists because my viewers vote for it. If you want more Kerbal Space Program Colonization, please consider voting for it when it's up in the polls. The best way to find the polls is YouTube community posts or the announcement section of Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode for an upcoming stream. Farewell.